Hey, what's up, people? Pizowell here, and today I want to talk to you guys about 2018's Upgrade. Now, this is partially going to be a review of the movie as well as a review of this new Second Sight Films limited edition Blu-ray release. Now, I did a full review of Upgrade last year, right after the film was released on Blu-ray, and this was a very, very pleasant surprise for me. As a matter of fact, Upgrade ended up being one of my favorite movies of last year. This is the kind of movie that I like to call a bleeder, meaning that it kind of bleeds into every genre. It's sci-fi, it's action, it's suspense, there's humor, and it handles all of these genres exceptionally well. Upgrade takes place in the not-too-distant future and stars Logan Marshall Green as a young man who is the victim of a brutal mugging which leaves his wife dead and him a paraplegic. Well, one day this young Bill Gates type shows up at the hospital and tells him that he can give him back the use of his arms and legs as long as he allows him to implant a chip into his spinal column called STEM. So Logan Marshall Green says, I'm in. He has the surgery done, and STEM gives him back the use of his arms and legs. Shortly thereafter, he discovers that the crime that left his wife dead and him a paraplegic wasn't just a random act of crime after all. So he, with the assistance of STEM, seeks some very, very violent and very, very bloody retribution against the guys who killed his wife. And now I love this movie. I love virtually everything about this film. The sci-fi elements are handled fantastically. The movie takes place in the future, but not the too distant future that it doesn't feel like it could happen. As a matter of fact, the technology or similar technology that they use in this film to give Logan Marshall Green's character back the use of his arms and legs, they're developing right now, as a matter of fact. The action movie sequences in this film, the fighting sequences in this film are absolutely phenomenal. I loved the fight sequences in this movie. They're the choreography, the way that they're shot, the way the camera moves. It's like the camera's kind of attached to Logan Marshall Green, so it almost feels like you're moving with him as he's fighting in this movie. And also the fight techniques are just really kind of unique. It's, I've seen a million fight sequences in movies, and it takes a lot to kind of impress me with a fight sequence, but I was definitely impressed with the fight sequences in this film. They were brutal, but they were beautifully choreographed and beautifully shot, and just, it's a wonderful combination of brutality and beauty, and I don't know, I like that. There are great moments of humor in this film. There's also some really effective moments of emotion in Upgrade as well, particularly right after Logan Marshall Green's character has been released from the hospital. And, this was a guy who'd made his living working with his hands as a mechanic, restoring old cars. And now he's confined to a wheelchair. He's paralyzed from the neck down. His mother's having to bathe him, cut his hair, shave his beard. There's a great moment in the film where his mother is clipping his beard, and Logan Marshall Green goes from just completely kind of, out of it to bawling his eyes out. Just this great emotional sequence that is very, very effective. And Logan Marshall Green's performance in this film is absolutely fantastic. His performance spans the gamut. 1 minute he can be cracking a joke, the next minute he can be bawling his eyes out, and then the next minute he can be doing some really bad things to bad people, and it's all believable. He really delivers a fantastic performance in this film. From a technical point of view, Upgrade looks fantastic. The cinematography, the camera angles, the production design. This looks like a far more expensive movie than I'm sure it was. Whatever money was invested in this movie, it's all on the screen. The film was written and directed by Leigh Whannell, who's done Saw. He did the Insidious films. He's an actor, a producer, a writer, a director. He does it all, and he delivers the goods with Upgrade, no doubt about it. The music in the film is fantastic. The pacing is spot on. And those fight sequences, again, just really, really, really cool fight sequences in this film. But I don't just want to sell Upgrade as just an action movie with some fight scenes in it. It's a lot more than that. This is a really good movie. If you've not seen Upgrade, I highly, highly recommended. If you've not seen the film, this new limited edition Blu-ray release from the fine folks over at Second Sight Films would be a great way to introduce yourself to the film. If you are a fan of Upgrade, you definitely want to look into picking up this limited edition release from Second Sight Films and add it to your collection. First, let's take a look at the presentation. We've got some very nice artwork on the front of the case. Here is the spine. Here is the back of the case with the slip, detailing all of the special features and the limited edition contents. You've got the credits down here. You got the rating, and as you can see, this is a Region B locked release, meaning that you will have to have a Region B or a region-free Blu-ray player in order to play it. Underneath the slip is the same image, sans all the credits and contents and whatnot. Everything comes inside a very nice, hard, durable case. This is made of some very thick cardboard that looks like it can take a beating. It looks pretty durable, meaning that you can slide it in and out of your collection and it's not gonna damage too much. It's not gonna bend, which is always, I really dig it when they put these kinds of releases inside these very sturdy cardboard cases. Very nice touch. Here is the Blu-ray release itself. It's got the same artwork on it. It comes inside a black case, which is a nice touch. Back of the case. There is the disc itself. This release comes with a really nice booklet. It is 40 pages in length and includes 2 essays on Upgrade, one by John Towson and the other by Scott Harrison. And this booklet includes some really nice full-color images from the film. This release also comes with a poster featuring the artwork on the cover of this release. Yeah, very nice. Overall, this is a very nice looking limited edition release for Upgrade from Second Sight Films. First up, we have Not Action, Not Sci-Fi, More, an interview with director Leigh Whannell. It's 29 minutes and 46 seconds in length. Mr. Whannell discusses the inception of Upgrade and his love of noir and detective stories. He discusses writing the film in Chicago to really soak up the gritty urban vibe of that city so that he could use it in the screenplay or work it into the screenplay. He discusses setting up the film at Blumhouse. He discusses the fight sequences in the film and how he wanted the fights to be choreographed in a very unique way. He discusses being influenced by Cronenberg's body horror movies. He discusses casting Logan Marshall Green, the visual effects, wanting the film set in the future, but the not too distant future, and more. Very nice interview with Mr. Whannell. Next up, we have Permission Granted, an interview with producer Kylie Dufresne. It's 14 minutes and 16 seconds in length. Ms. Dufresne discusses Blumhouse reaching out to her to help produce the film in Australia. She discusses working with Leigh Whannell. She discusses shooting the film in Melbourne, the fight sequences, the production design, the film premiere at South by Southwest, and more. Very nice interview with Ms. Dufresne. Next up, we have Future Noir, an interview with cinematographer Stefan Lucio. It's 14 minutes and 13 seconds in length. Mr. Lucio discusses how much he loved the script for Upgrade and how excited he was to shoot the film. He discusses working with Leigh Whannell in developing a unique lighting design for the film. He discusses working with Logan Marshall Green and how invested Logan Marshall Green was in the film. He discusses his favorite scene in the film and more. Next up, we have Hacking Upgrade, an interview with editor Andy Canny. It's 8 minutes and 35 seconds in length. Mr. Canny discusses how much he loved the script for Upgrade and how excited he was to work with Leigh Whannell again. He discusses his favorite scene in the film. He discusses the test screenings and how well the film worked with audiences and more. Next up, we have The Art of Fighting Without Fighting, an interview with fight choreographer Chris Weir. It's 8 minutes and 5 seconds in length. Mr. Weir discusses how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles inspired him to take up martial arts at a young age. He discusses being brought on to Upgrade to choreograph the fights and combining several different martial arts styles to create STEM's unique fighting style. He discusses training Logan Marshall Green and more. And we get an audio commentary with writer-director Leigh Whannell. I Listen to about 45 minutes of Mr. Wanell's commentary on Upgrade. Very informative, very insightful, very entertaining commentary, at least for the 45 minutes or so that I listened to. This is a loaded, limited edition Blu-ray release for Upgrade from the fine folks over at Second Sight Films. Again, if you've not seen Upgrade, I highly recommend it. This Blu-ray release would be a great way to introduce yourself to the film. If you're a fan of Upgrade, you definitely want to look in to picking up this Blu-ray release from Second Sight Films and adding it to your collection. The release is Region B locked, though. Keep that in mind. You will need a Region B or Region free Blu-ray player in order to play this release. If you've seen Upgrade, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Join the $1 a month club and help support my channel on Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons, Kevin Smythe, B-Movie Mike, Robert Sobel, Turi Delamore, Stephen Flanagan, Lori Holt, Craig Farrand, Farron Sutton, Jeremiah Lambert, Grindhouse Grotto, Derek Jana, Demon Waffles, Simon Clark, Stone Gassman, Zachary Barton, Lauren Dixon, James Welch, Eli Geisler, Jeff Overing, Pete Toll, Kyle McGuire, Jay the Stingray, Andrew McDonald, Dave Barnes, Jonathan Lundy, Chris Gonzalez, R-Rated Horror, Fear Fuel, Jason Breitenbach, Brandon Bizdick, Steak Sauce, OG Myers, Mark Striano, Jeff Gardner, Travis Davis, The Obsoletionist, Chris Earls, Kevin Fitzpatrick, Randall Beatty, Joseph Hinkle, Hey Isn't That Devon Graham, and Christian Hannah Horror. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.